But before Seth could explain how confusing things had gotten since he stepped through that magic gate, the comet danced across the solar system, making fun of all the planets and all their orbits and waving his tail in a most irregular fashion.
What?
I'm real glad you like that book.
I love this book. But it's past midnight.
You woke up the whole family there, kiddo.
Yeah, we'll get there tomorrow, Nathaniel. And they say the town is just like the book. But if you don't get enough rest, you'll be too sleepy to see any of it.
You might get to meet Molly Arnold.
I hope so. She's the best writer in the whole universe.
Oh, you know that for a fact, do you? How many books you read?
Good ones.
Yeah, good ones.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Magic Gate. It's about a little boy who lost his parents like me.
Oh, well, if it's that good, maybe you better keep it close by, okay?
All right, you get some rest now. Have a big day tomorrow. Mwah.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I don't think I'll ever sleep again.
Seth just had to stay awake until the talking shears clipped the angel's wings. So he propped his eyelids open with a pair of umbrellas and dipped his feet in a cold brook. It was a waste of time, of course, for talking shears can't really clip angels' wings. As a matter of fact, talking shears can barely talk, having long ago sliced off their own tongues. But Seth was so very new to all of this that he had no way of knowing what was going to happen. Where he came from, clouds weren't purple, and dolphins didn't fly. But then, where he came from, most little boys and girls had parents. Some had 2 parents, and some had 1 parent. Some had 4, and even 8 parents when you count step-parents and grandparents. Seth had no parents. He supposed that's why he was given a magic gate to all the other worlds. Maybe his beloved mother was waiting for him in some distant kingdom, even now. He hoped so. He had so much to tell her. And that is the end of chapter 4. I want to thank you all for coming, and I hope to see some of you here again next time.
No autographs, I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
How are you feeling?
Home. Goodbye, children. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Miss Arnold is here on the first Friday of every month. If you'd like to hear her read Chapter 5, you're welcome to come back. In the meantime, have a look around our wonderful museum and gift shop.
She was here. We missed her.
Would you like me to drive?
No. Yes, all right, go. But hurry. I need to get back. Cynthia, what would I do without you? You're absolutely the best.
Don't ever forget it.
My name is Russell Green. Maybe you passed me and my family out on the highway. Maybe you were driving some fancy sports car or an old beat-up four-door. Or maybe you've had some hard times like us and you're out on the road with your house hitched up behind you and America the Beautiful up ahead. But whoever you are, you be sure to give us a wave next time you drive by, because we're your neighbors and we're all on the road together.
space number 3.
Okay. Kids, run on over to the museum. Tell your mama I'll catch up with her in a few minutes. Anything around here not called the Magic Gate?
If there is, you let us know. We'll change it.
Excuse me?
Hey! There's a life-size replica of the gatekeeper in the back room. Came to us straight from the netherworld.
Well, he had his heart set on meeting Molly Arnold.
She's the best writer in the whole universe.
Every boy needs a favorite writer. I'm really glad you picked one out. And lucky for you, it's Molly, because it would be very hard to arrange a meeting with Jules Verne or Edgar Rice Burroughs.
You can do it? I can see her?
If you come back next month. That possible?
I wish we could. He was so disappointed when he found out he had just missed her.
Well, she discourages visitors, you know. But you are welcome to try. Drive east toward Meadowdale, less than half a mile. You'll know her house when you get there.
Thank you. Why don't we go see the gatekeeper before we leave?
Okay.
He wants to be the little boy in the book. See, he hasn't seen his own father for a long time. You're marvelous with children.
I like to think I'm just as good with adults.
Can you prove that?
Can I show you something?
Surely.
The very comb Seth's mother was wearing at the end of chapter 1, when she said goodbye to him forever.
You trying to sell me that?
$14.99.
It's not worth $5.
It's not worth 50 cents. But you'd be amazed how many people buy it. It's yours. My gift.
Thank you.
May not have much value, but on you, look like $1 million.
That makes it very special.
I better make sure the gatekeeper hasn't eaten anybody.
That's a dear man.
We have an extra seat belt.
Oh, bring him by all means. Let me show you something.
Well, what do you think?
This is definitely the place. Wow. Cool.
Good thing they're gated.
Yeah. You're Molly Arnold.
Miss Arnold isn't receiving visitors right now.
We've got her biggest fan right here.
In the universe?
It would mean so much to him. If Miss Arnold were to meet with every fan, she wouldn't have time to write or draw, would she? Please, don't disturb us again. It must be hard being famous, having people knock on your door day and night.
You know, sometimes you try too hard to be understanding.
Wait. I know who that lady was. The gatekeeper. The gatekeeper always turns people away. But there's always a way around it.
Afternoon, folks. I'm Sheriff Washburn. Did you happen to see that little sign by the doorbell there?
Yes, we did.
I'd appreciate it if you'd honor Miss Arnold's request for privacy. Enjoy your stay with us.
We'll do that.
morning, Grandma. Mom and Dad said to tell you they went to the laundromat, the grocery store, and they'll be back by lunch.
You know how much shorter this book would be if there hadn't been a civil war?
Well, I can only imagine. Where's Nathaniel?
Oh, he's over playing on the swings.
Oh.
I wish I was a kid again. Because then I wouldn't have to deal with things like the capture of New Orleans. Especially on a weekend.
You are a kid, and you have no idea how much you don't have to deal with.
Like what? Being lonely?
Oh, darling, I'm never lonely. Surrounded by family? There's nothing less lonely than that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Mom has Dad, Josh has me.
Yeah, throw me in the ditch and shoot me, please.
And you just had Nathaniel. Don't you want someone your own age to hang around with? Maybe a man?
Oh, darling. Your grandfather was the most wonderful man. Of course, I miss him. But he'll always be with me. Through you, his grandchildren. Keep your eye on that little boy.
What little boy?
She kissed Jack in public. I think those girls over there saw. They saw Grandma kiss you.
What are you barking at? Cut it out.
Call me.
Oh, I will.
Putting my career at risk. I hope she knows that.
You guys aren't gonna hurt me, right? I'm just a little kid. What is that like? Good girls, good girls. You guys are gatekeepers. Everybody knows gatekeepers don't hurt people. They just scare them. You're real good at that part. I don't have any treats for you guys, unless you want my fingers. You stay here. Your job is the real game.
You hungry, Brutus?
Excuse me. We were here yesterday with two ladies and a little boy.
A little red-headed boy?
Yeah.
The one who was so desperate to meet Molly Armour.
Yeah. You haven't seen him, have you? He kinda disappeared.
Common problem in this town. All that magic gate business. Children wandering off to alternate universes. They generally wander back. Tell your mother not to worry.
You are single, aren't you?
Yes. But I'm very available. Come back in 20 years and we'll discuss it.
Do you remember the lady you were talking to yesterday?
I remember all the ladies I talked to.
I don't know how to say this, but she thinks that she said she thought that she...
She thinks you're a stud.
Oh. Well, I've always thought of myself as more of a gentleman.
A gentleman, that's what she said.
What are you doing?
A pretty young thing like her interested in an old guy like me?
Trust me, she's plenty old.
You're all she's been able to talk about. Could you meet her later?
You're serious? Well, there's the Magic Gate restaurant.
What an unusual name.
I closed at 5. I could meet her, say, 5:30. I don't even know her name.
Hattie Green.
Hattie Green. Boy, I haven't had a blind date in years. Oh, excuse me.
What'd you kick me for?
You told him she was old.
She is old.
She's not that old.
She's old enough to be our grandma.
No, she's not. Okay, maybe she is. I've never known anybody that had a real life lion before.
Well, little boys who sneak into other people's yards and houses, they take awful chances. Nobody's ever gotten past Sam and Max before, much less Brutus.
Probably because no one's ever tried.
Well, that is true.
Seth was the first person to challenge the gatekeeper.
Fungus, somebody's been watering them at night. Now, those dogs aren't the gatekeeper. They're dogs, and they bite.
I'm the gatekeeper.
Yep. She looks like the gatekeeper.
I'll take him from here, Miss Arnold.
You've been watering her flowers wrong. What you call that stuff again?
Fungus.
Impossible.
Now, Seth's mom liked flowers. Dogs, too. Always wanted a lion. How come Seth never found his mom?
Because he wasn't supposed to. He found something else. He found himself.
Would have been nice if he found his mom, too.
I'll call the sheriff.
Oh, yes, I think you should. He's a threat to our very lives.
He was here yesterday with his parents. They probably put him up to this.
No, that was my aunt and uncle. I don't even know where my parents are. My dad was supposed to be in some hospital somewhere, but he split. We tried looking for him, but we kind of stopped. My Uncle Russell said that we lost scent. I don't even remember what my mom looks like, more fungus. Is there such thing as a magic gate?
Oh, you bet there is. But I can't show it to you.
Why not?
Because I don't know your name.
Nathaniel Green.
Well, Nathaniel Green, come on. Come with me.
This is a mistake.
She doesn't like you, does she?
Oh, she just worries. That's her job. Just wish she'd worry a little more about my orchids.
Where's the magic gate?
You just walk through it. And all of these are the different worlds.
Hi. What have you guys been up to?
Oh, we went to the museum.
Brought back a case of the giggles, huh?
No, but she picked out a nice surprise.
Grandma, we did something really, really wild.
We?
We set you up on a blind date.
You did what?
Remember that guy you saw at the museum yesterday? The one you thought was so nice?
Dinah Green, how could you? A blind date?
Is this your idea?
No way.
My little romantic. Mama, you gotta do it.
Absolutely not. Was he hard to convince? Well, I hate to disappoint the man. What would I wear? He's so dapper. Dear me.
I'll help you look.
Thank you, Claire. I feel like a schoolgirl. I'm going to wring your neck, Donna.
He'll thank me when he kisses you goodnight.
Perhaps I can borrow something nice of yours.
Where's Nathaniel?
We sort of lost him.
Well, then I think you two better sort of find him.
I'll help.
You will not. You got a date to get ready for. You're not going to use Nathaniel as an excuse.
A lost grandson is not an excuse.
If he doesn't turn up in the next hour, then you can join the search party.
I'll be overdressed.
Well, what are you two waiting for? Go find Nathaniel. Go on. Go.
Get rid of your eyes. Use mine instead, the crier cried, handing Seth a pair of rounded sapphires. What will I see with these? Seth asked, hoping they were as magic as everything else in this place. Nothing at all, the crier replied. You'll be blind, but your eyes will be the bluest blue, and they'll never shed another tear again. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Can't you sit still for one moment? Oh, honey, I'm sorry, sugar. I didn't mean to frighten you. It's just that I don't feel terribly well just now.
You're shaky.
Yeah, well.
It's time for you to go now. Come on.
Yes, thank you for visiting me.
Come on.
Yes. Get Nathaniel a treat to take with him. Some of that devil's food cake from yesterday. Bye.
Wait by the front door.
What's wrong with her?
Wait by the door. I'll be right back. You're going to be just fine, Molly. I'm sure you are. The bleeding stopped. And I have an extra one of these. Morphine that Dr. Booth left.
That's going to make me better.
Yes.
That's what's making me worse.
Dr. Booth, it's Cynthia. She's having another crisis.
Did you find him?
Yeah, we found him on Main Street. He's coming.
He wouldn't say 2 words to us. Wouldn't walk with us. Ta-da!
Hey, Grandma rules.
Oh, Bonnie, think you've never seen a good string of pearls.
You look so beautiful all dressed up.
No, I'm not all dressed up. Do I look too eager?
Oh, Mama, you look good. Just about eager enough.
Well, you know, blind dates, blind alleys. You never know what you're getting into.
How about blind faith?
Nathaniel, you want to tell us where you've been?
No.
How high am I supposed to count?
Normally up to 10. You can't have gotten there yet.
Mama, you just go on your dig. I'll take care of Nathaniel.
I'll come. Have a good time. We won't wait up.
Well, wish me luck.
Oh, you won't need it. He has a terrible crush on you.
Really?
Nathaniel, in this country and in this family, we believe in due process. Now, that means you, as the accused of wrongdoing, in this case taking off without permission, get the chance to tell your side of the story.
That would be now. Nathaniel, unless you start talking, you're in a lot of trouble.
I don't care. I don't care what you do to me. I hate her guts.
Nathaniel, what happened to you? We need to know.
No!
Nathaniel, maybe we could help.
You can't help. Nobody can. She's a drug addict just like my mom.
Who's a drug addict?
Molly Arnold.
Who told you that?
I went to her house. I know I wasn't supposed to, but I went back. And she let me in, and she read to me. She had this thing tied around her arm, just like Mom did. And a needle, and she got all wild and stuff, and she stuck it in her arm.
maybe there's a reasonable explanation. She could be a diabetic.
You heard him, Claire. She was mainlining. She had her arm tied off to get a vein to pop up. There's only one explanation for this, and we both know what it is.
What are you going to do?
Hello, Mr. Drake. Can I get you something to drink while you're waiting?
Just water. Tanya, thanks.
Are you dining alone tonight?
I hope not. A date. I have a real live date.
Oh.
Yeah, her name is Hattie Green. I just met her yesterday. She came into the museum with her mother.
Well, let's hope she doesn't bring her mother to dinner.
You won't believe this, but that's exactly what she's done. Latanya, you better set it for 3. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you again.
Looking for someone?
Your daughter.
Oh, you thought I was bringing her? Not a chance. You know, I don't even know your name.
Drake. Brian Drake.
And I'm Hattie Green.
Oh. Oh, well. How are you enjoying our little town?
I adore it. You know, it reminds me a little of Solvang, California. Its theme and consistency of style.
You've been to Solvang?
It's been a few years.
I lived there.
Did you? When?
1966. 8 years.
I was there in 1970 with my husband.
I ran a shop called Windswept. We sold little miniature windmills and wind chimes and weather vanes.
We bought our weather vane from your store and lugged it all the way across the country, put it on top of our barn. It blew away with Hurricane Agnes. So did the barn.
A small world, isn't it?
But I don't remember you from the shop. We bought our weather vane from a girl, a pretty thing. Dark hair, dark eyes.
My wife.
Huh?
Maybe we should have never left Solvang. Things never worked out for us after we left.
Still waiting for your date?
Not exactly.
Oh, she decided not to come?
What do I look like?
Her mother, right? I mean, you said... I'll be back just a minute to take your order. Excuse me.
You weren't expecting me at all, were you?
I wasn't. But I am very, very happy to have you for company now.
You were expecting Claire, my lovely daughter-in-law, who's very married, but you couldn't know that because Russell didn't come to the museum. I feel kind of foolish.
Oh, please stay.
I don't think so. I'm sorry. But thank you for a very blind date.
Well, Lord, maybe I'm going about this thing all wrong. I've been walking around for over an hour trying to figure out what to do. The truth is, this problem's a whole lot bigger than I am. Sure could use your help. There's a darkness here. And little Nathaniel has just walked headlong into it. It's a place he's been before. And, well, he's just a little boy. No little boy ought to see a thing like that. I tell you, it just makes me want to go over there and kick that woman's door down and... I figure you got a better way of handling it. And I've been thinking a lot about that book she wrote. Now, that thing has touched a lot of kids. And it's got a lot of good things to say. If there's any part of the woman that wrote that book left inside of the woman that's taking those drugs, help me get to her. For Nathaniel's sake. And please, sir, bless that child. That little boy is carrying around the weight of an old man. And if there's anything I can do to help you fix that, you just call on me. I'll be there. Hey, amen. And I apologize for not calling on you more often. I'll do better. Got more on it.
I told you to stay away.
I need to talk to Molly Arnold.
I'm sorry, she's unavailable. I'll call the sheriff. I am warning you.
Who are you? Cynthia, who is this?
You a doctor?
That's right.
You Mr. Arnold's doctor?
Yes.
You treating her? Or are you just supplying her? My name's Russell Green. This afternoon, my nephew saw something awful here, and I've come to get to the bottom of it. So you just keep dialing that phone, tell the sheriff to bring a search warrant with him.
I heard about your nephew, Mr. Green. I'm terribly sorry.
All Miss Arnold was doing was taking her medicine, her prescription medicine.
Mm-hmm. Doctor, what kind
It takes a really excellent patient. And I'm the best patient Dr. Booth ever had. In fact, I am such a good patient, I am his only patient. Isn't that right, Dr. Booth?
Molly, you should be in bed.
I have been taking morphine for 8 years. And I have been overpaying for it, I'm sure. I had this back surgery and the morphine took away a lot more than just the pain.
Just tell him how it helps you to talk to your characters.
Yes, indeed. It does help me make up all kind of stories and excuses.
Let me help you up the stairs.
Oh, these pills do not work.
You haven't given the methadone a chance.
They are supposed to take away the urges, but they don't do anything about the memories. No matter how many of them I take, I cannot stop thinking about that little boy.
You're only supposed to take one. How many have you had?
Right there in the back.
Take her to my clinic.
Take her to the hospital.
Mr. Green, she's my patient.
Then get in the car and take care of her.
This is Dr. Booth. Get me Sheriff Washburn.
Oh, honey, thank you. How's Nathaniel?
He's asleep. But he didn't want me to read to him.
If that woman has harmed that little boy, he's too young to know how hard the world can be.
Hattie? Anybody here know a Hattie? Hattie? Anybody
That's
here
my
know a
date. He's either come to apologize or
Hattie Green?
get an introduction to my daughter-in-law.
Hattie?
You're amazing that you can make a joke after what he did.
Well, he didn't do anything. He just got quite a surprise. Hope he brings flowers.
Roses okay? I know they're sort of predictable.
Well, they always were. The question is, who are you going to give them to?
Hattie?
It's okay, I deserve it. You must be clear. You're married to Russell, son of Hattie? Have I finally got it right?
Absolutely right.
I just came by to ask if you'd care to go out for some dessert.
Had dessert.
And how about breakfast?
Why?
Because I'd like to prove to you that a man can take a woman to a restaurant without spending the entire time looking around for someone else. Because I'd like to reminisce about the best Danish bakeries in Solvang. Now, they never heard the word margarine. Because I can't imagine a better way to start a day.
Breakfast. That's a possibility.
Good.
May I ask you something?
Sure.
How much do you know about Molly Arnold?
I know a great deal.
Well, you should. You run a museum about her.
No, I should because I used to be married to her.
You're kidding.
Well, she was the lady that sold you the weather vane.
Well, why didn't you say that right away?
And I didn't want you to think that I was carrying a torch for her.
A torch? You're carrying a bonfire.
Mr. Drake, did you know your ex-wife was a drug addict?
Dr. Lanigan.
What do you got? Stu, it's Molly Arnold. Look, this was an accidental thing. It's not a big deal. I can treat her at my clinic.
It was not an accident. She's an addict and she overdosed.
Let me take a look.
That's not necessary.
Pulse feels okay. No respiratory distress?
No.
Vomiting?
No, just loss of consciousness.
Get your hands off!
Molly, it's all right.
No! It's not all right!
It's the Narcan. I gave her 2 milligrams to counteract the methadone.
Congratulations, Booth. You just shocked her into acute withdrawal. You can't administer Narcan to an addict unless it's absolutely necessary.
She is not an addict.
Hold on here. This man has forced Molly to come here against her will.
Admit it.
Are you out of your mind? She doesn't need a hospital. She needs my care. The drugs. Things got a little out of hand. But if they admit her to this hospital, the whole world is going to find out. You think parents will ever bring their kids here again? Think what it'll do to the town.
Is there some place where we can go to talk? Come on.
Shelley?
Don't you have the decency to leave her alone?
Well, she's going to ask you the same thing.
Who are you?
Never mind. You just try to get some rest.
You're Nathaniel's father, right? Right?
Nathaniel's uncle.
Would you please tell him that I did not mean to hurt him or scare him? Or tell him I wish that I was different. And tell him how sorry I am.
You tell him that yourself by beating this thing.
Oh, I've tried. I have tried. You have no idea what you're asking.
I'm not the one doing the asking. The children are.
I don't have any children. I'm alone.
You got more children than anybody I've knew. Millions of them from one end of the United States to the other.
I don't know if I have the strength.
Well, then you borrow some. That's what God's for, isn't it? And friends. True friends. Ones that'll suffer right along with you. You can borrow some of Nathaniel's strength, too. That is the toughest little guy I ever knew.
You can borrow some from me, too?
Brian. Oh, Brian. I'm so sorry.
Gonna be okay.
What are you doing here?
That's my blind date. Tell you all about it later.
All right, bring an ambulance around. We're taking her to my clinic.
Why?
So they can make her feel good.
This isn't your fight, Brian.
No. It's Molly's. So why don't we let her make the decision?
I'm staying here. Admit me.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have been supplying her with illegal drugs, I'm going to work day and night to see that your medical license is stripped from you. And for your sake, I hope that her accounts are in order. The pickings have been very easy up until now. But no more. No more. Get out. You must be Russell.
Yes, sir.
Brian Drake. You have a wonderful family.
You have too. I think you should be with her.
Nathaniel, shh. I snuck in. That whole nurse's station is like a room full of gatekeepers.
It was very brave of you to come here. Especially after I was so mean to you. Sorry.
That's okay. You were sick. But you're gonna get better now, right?
Yes. Yes, I am. I am.
Well, when you do, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Write another book. I like Magic 8 a lot. I've read it a bazillion times. And I'll read your next one a bazillion times, too. You're my favorite author in the whole universe.
Thank you, Nathaniel. You have no idea how much that means.
When I'm sick, my Aunt Claire reads to me. So I'm gonna read to you. Just close your eyes and listen. His worn-out shoes were filled with terrible fat pebbles. So Sense slumped to the ground. The plains of despair were well named. Sense's heart was way too heavy for his chest. He now knew his mother was on the other side of the forbidden gate. She was with her own mother now. Seth knew that she was happy there, and he knew that she wanted him to be happy here too, but he didn't know where to begin. All of a sudden his friend the comet made a great big loop around the purple clouds. The plains of despair are no place for a boy to rest, the comet said. Get up, get away from this place, and never look back. So Seth ran and ran and ran, till the wind in his face dried his tears, and his mother came to him in his dreams. That part always makes me feel better.
Me too. More than you could ever know.
Nathaniel had come a great distance to visit the Lady of Words, for he was much enchanted by those who put pen to paper. But when he asked the snarling dogs where she was, they treated him very rudely. They didn't know how much the Lady of Words needed him. They didn't know that her magic pen wasn't magic at all. It was filled with empty promises. And until she escaped its grasp and learned once again to write from her heart, her words were useless. For Nathaniel, that just wouldn't do. He would give her the courage to endure the pain, and he would remind her to depend only upon things that can truly be depended upon, such as little girls and little boys, and one in particular, a boy with hair the color of autumn leaves and more freckles than stars, named Nathaniel.